Welcome to Creepy Keen, the best place for all scary and creepy stories on the internet. So grab your favorite drink, take a seat, relax and listen. The things living in my house are not my real family. They look and sound like them, but I'm sure they are not. I know it sounds crazy, but hear me out. It all started a few weeks ago. I awoke from a deep sleep to my mom standing over my bed with a hot stack of fresh pancakes. Happy Sweet 16 was written in the blue icing on the top. Happy birthday, Jonathan. I figured I would make something a little extra sweet for you on a special day, Mom said. I was bewildered. First of all, it wasn't my birthday. I celebrated my birthday 2 months back. I'm a Virgo and it was well into Libra season. Secondly, I hate pancakes with a passion. Is this a joke? I said. Mom, you know my birthday was a few months ago. She stared blankly at me for a moment as if she were looking through me. Then she broke out in a loud, uncharacteristic cackle. That's a good one, honey, she said. I'm your mother. I birthed you. I think I would remember what day it was. She sat the pancakes on the bedside dresser and left my room. At first, I was worried she had suffered a stroke or some kind of fake state, but over the next couple of weeks there were more weird incidences. Some were benign enough, like my unathletic father insisting he was a marathon runner, my unartistic mom transferring our guest room into an art studio, or my sister repeatedly calling the dog the wrong name. Other incidents were more serious, like when my father, who insists that the pepperoni is the only acceptable pizza topping, ordered pineapple instead. I stopped trying to correct them because the same thing happened every time. They gave me a strange, empty look for a moment, then a chuckle, a pat on the head, and an insistence that I was mistaken. It started to take its toll on me as I grew increasingly wary of my family. I'm a naturally skeptical person, so I figured there had to be some sort of an explanation I could find on the internet. Then, in an obscure medical journal, I stumbled on the entry for Capgras syndrome, a condition where the subject believes those around them have been body snatched and replaced. Bingo! Ironically, this set me at ease. Sure, I might be nuts, but at least there was some sort of natural explanation. That was until things got even weirder. A rash appeared on my foot that I couldn't state with ointment, and I discovered little pinpricks inside my armpits. Sometimes I would awake with my body red hot all over, almost like an excruciating sunburn that I could feel deep in my bones. After these incidences, I would awake confused and less familiar with my surroundings. My bookcase was in the wrong place, my clothes had been replaced, and my family's behavior was nearly unrecognizable. These tiny mutilations continued until I awoke one morning from another dreamless sleep to find a cut behind my ear. It wasn't some tiny scratch, but an incision that I had been sutured. I could feel a small piece of metal or something just underneath my skin. I had finally had enough. I couldn't explain any of this by blaming my head. I was certain imposters had taken over my home and I wouldn't let them get away with it. I set up a series of cameras around my house to capture the activity going on that next night. I nervously succumbed to the light sleep, but I was woken by a loud thud on the roof hours later. I scrambled to my computer to check the surveillance equipment. I toggled through the cameras in each room of our large house until I came up upon my sister. She stood stock still in the kitchen, eyes glazed over like she was in trance. I could barely make out the shadowy figure in the corner of the screen before it hurried into the other room. Next, I switched to the hallway monitors. My father was talking to something off camera. My blood ran cold as a pale, spindly creature stepped into view. It had its back to the camera, but I could make out 2 tentacles, 4 arms and 2 legs which seemed impossibly slender. They were pallid and smooth, head to toe, with few identifiable features, almost like Gumby, but with a large bulbous head. Its legs did not bend, so its gait was uneven and clumsy as it shuffled towards my father. Its tentacles glowed as he raised it to my father's forehead. Moments later, my father went into the glassy-eyed trance, just like my sister. I toggled to the main bedroom to find another one of the creatures doing the same to my mother lying in bed. I panicked and leaped from my computer, hell-bent on jumping out of my window and making a break for it. However, as I turned, I was faced with one of the creatures looming over me. The creature had large black eyes that took up most of its face and a small, thin-lipped mouth. I wasn't scared as it raised its glowing tentacle to my forehead. Instead, I felt a warm light envelop me before everything